What's up, Muscle and Strength? I'm Scott Herman, Team BSN, and today I'm going to be walking you through the upper portion of my upper and lower body training split that you guys can do to build some serious muscle. The way the program works is very simple. Day 1 you train upper, day 2 you train lower, day 3 you rest, and on day 4 you repeat the cycle. For the first 4 exercises, we're going to be focusing on some heavy compound movements so that you guys can really overload your muscles for maximum damage and regrowth, because if you want to build muscle, guys, you need to be lifting heavy and you need to be infusing some volume, which is why each set is going to consist of 10 repetitions and you're going to be doing 10 sets per exercise. However, with the exception of the first exercise, which is the rack pull, you're only going to be doing sets of 5 repetitions, because when it comes to rack pulls, guys, doing more weight with less reps is the only way you're going to grow those traps. You need to get a really heavy stretch, and using weight that's going to allow you to do over 5 repetitions isn't really going to yield the kind of results you want in terms of growing your traps. So for the first exercise, rack pulls, you guys are going to basically set up a rack so the barbell is slightly below your kneecaps. Once in place, you're going to load up as much weight as you can. I recommend using wrist straps so you can keep the focus on the traps and not your grip strength. Once your hands are tied to the bar, you're going to get into position. And guys, this is the biggest thing you need to keep in mind when doing a rack pull. You are not lifting with your lower back. You're going to position yourself in such a way that you can push through your feet, push through your heels to lift that weight up while letting your arms hang by your side so you can get the maximum stretch possible on your traps. Once you push through your feet and you fully extend your legs, you're going to hold that position for about a second before returning the barbell back to the rack and then repeating for 5 repetitions. The second exercise is the dumbbell bench press, and you're going to be doing 10 sets of 10 repetitions, resting 90 seconds max in between each set. Now, the reason why we're using dumbbells and not the barbell is because our goal is building muscle, not strength. If this were strength training, then I'd have you guys using the barbell, but I need you guys to be able to get a full stretch at the bottom of every single repetition and a full flex of the chest at the top to maximize the amount of muscle damage you can create on every single set. And when you get into position for the dumbbell bench press, because the bar doesn't stop at your chest, you're able to go a bit deeper with the dumbbells at the bottom, really maximizing the stretch. And at the top of the movement, you're able to adduct your arms, which is one of the functions of your chest, and that'll allow you to get a hard flex at the top of the movement, ensuring that you're getting the maximum muscle engagement on every single repetition. The third exercise is going to be a standing dumbbell overhead press. And the reason why we're doing this standing with dumbbells and not a barbell is because a lot of us have a hard time targeting our rear delts unless we're doing rear delt specific movements. We're not doing those in this workout. So by standing and using dumbbells, that's going to give us a lot more rear delt activation. And actually, it's going to give us a lot more activation on all 3 heads of the deltoids versus utilizing a barbell. And it's just because of the range of motion. The range of motion when using dumbbells is going to allow you to keep the dumbbells on the sides of your head throughout the entire range of motion of the movement. If you guys were to use a barbell, you'd have to bring the barbell down in front of your face to avoid hitting the top of your head. That's not the case here. So make sure when you do this movement, guys, keep your core tight, flex your glutes, flex your legs. That's going to help you stabilize as you press the weights up and down. And if you need to, it's okay to use a weight belt here as well to help stabilize your core as you start to lift heavier weights. The fourth exercise is going to be a barbell bent over row. However, we're going to be utilizing an underhand grip here. And the reason why we're utilizing an underhand grip is because we want to keep the focus of this movement on hitting the lats as hard as possible. When you use an overhand grip, you tend to hit a bit more upper back and shoulders. We just fried our shoulders. We're not worried about those right now. We're just worried about hitting that back and attacking it with as much weight as possible. And utilizing an underhand grip is going to help you do that. Now, once again, guys, the goal here is hitting your back. So if you start to lift heavier weight, if you want to use a weight belt for some support to help you lift more, you can definitely do that. And if you have wrist straps and you want to utilize those to help you hold on to the barbell so you can lift more weight, you can do that as well. Now that we're finished with those compound movements, guys, we're gonna go into a bit of isolation work with a superset to attack those biceps and triceps. And yes, of course, we did hit biceps and triceps and some of those other exercises, but what kind of workout would it be if I didn't let you guys leave the gym with a massive pump in those arms? So for this superset, guys, you're going to be doing 3 sets of 8 repetitions, and again, it's a superset, so you don't rest until you complete both exercises. Exercise 1 is going to be a standing bicep curl utilizing dumbbells. We're going to alternate from side to side, really trying to isolate and focus on each arm, getting that mind-muscle connection on point and controlling those negatives. And I also want to make sure that you guys are supinating a bit at the top to maximize bicep engagement at the top of the movement, and make sure you're fully extending your arms at the bottom of every single repetition. There is no such thing as keeping tension by not coming to a full extension at the bottom. The only thing you should be aware of, though, is that you're keeping your elbows in front of your hips. You don't want your arms hanging straight down by your side. You want them lifted slightly forward, because that's the slight angle that's going to keep your biceps activated throughout the entire range of motion, not a slight bend in your elbow. As soon as you finish that exercise, we're going to go into an incline barbell skull crusher. And for this movement, guys, you're going to set up the bench as you would for an incline bench press. Try using an easy curl bar if it hurts your wrists using a straight bar, but if you don't need to, a straight bar is fine. And with this exercise, you're simply going to lower the weight as deep as you can behind your head and then fully extend at the top of every single repetition. This exercise is going to really overload your triceps, and because we're doing it on an incline bench, there is constant tension throughout the entire range of motion. That's why we're not doing it on a flat bench. And also, make sure you guys do go all the way down behind your head on every single repetition. And now that we've finished obliterating your upper body, we're going to finish the workout with some abs. Yes, you do activate your abs as part of your core when doing some of these heavy compound movements, but if you guys want to build blocky abs that actually stick out and have a visible six-pack, you need to train your abdominal muscles. So we're going to finish with a superset of 2 ab exercises, and you're going to be doing 4 sets of 20 repetitions per exercise. The first exercise, you're going to lay down on the ground and do an alternating toe touch. Now, it's 20 reps per leg on this exercise. And all you're going to do is lay flat with your legs straight in front of you and forming a Y with your arms above your head. Once in place, you're going to lift your right leg and then touch the toes on your right foot with your left hand over your core. Once your hand touches your toes, you're going to return them both back to the floor and then do the same thing with your left foot and your right hand, and you're going to repeat that for 20 reps per side. As soon as you finish those, you're going to jump up and you're going to start doing some hanging knee raises. Now guys, it is very important when you do a hanging knee raise that you bring your knees up as high as you can. You want to try to hit yourself in your chest with your knees so that your butt is showing to the person in front of you. If you're just hanging there and lifting your knees kind of half-assed towards the middle of your torso, that's not going to fully activate your abs, and it's definitely not going to be beneficial to you whatsoever. This wraps up upper body, so day 1 of your workout. Make sure you guys tune in to see day 2, which is going to be lower body. And for more great content, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.